Yes, hi, and how are you doing? Yeah, I come back for other series or regarding marketing. And remember, we are in Cambridge curriculum, and we want to talk about marketing or promotion expenditure budgets. Come on, we've talked about marketing, we've talked about the methods of marketing. In other words, I'm talking about promotion in this case, promotion methods. We talked about above the line. We talked about below the line. We talked about various examples, advertising, sales promotion, exhibitions, using branding as a promotion method, how you can use packaging materials as a promotion method. Yes, we've talked about sponsorships a lot, but they need money. You need to spend on them. And we need to know how can you exactly spend money on marketing and can be effective. This knowledge is not so important for only Cambridge students, even business practitioners. If you are in business, you need this knowledge because it is so applicable. It's applied knowledge, you need it. So if you're someone who is in business, someone who thinks of joining business soon, someone who is a student, someone who follows current affairs, you need this knowledge how businesses spend on marketing. And you can easily tell that this business, the approach they used is not effective, this business used the best approach. So let us go through a few things: marketing or promotion expenditure budgets. But before I continue, I need to remind you that marketing and promotion, they are not the same, though they have some similarities, a few of them. Marketing is a wider concept. Marketing has 4 P's, has price, promotion, product and place, and packaging, and a lot. But promotion narrows down to only 2 concepts: below the line and above the line, as the previous lessons try to give us that insight. So today we want to connect promotion to finances, how you can exactly spend on marketing, how you can exactly spend on promotion, to be specific, how you can spend on below the line, how you can spend on below the line methods, and can be effective, not just for the sake of promoting, but to make it effective so that it can bring customers the number you wanted, it can increase your sales, it can help you to outcompete. Effective promotion, we want to look at the budgets now. uh, a few things here. And marketing or promotion expenditure budgets, we have a number of approaches. There are only 5. We have percentage to sales or percentage of sales approach, objective based budgeting, competitor based budget, what the business can afford, and lastly is incremental budgeting. But before we continue, we are going to look at each and every approach here. We explain it, okay? We define it, what it means. That one won't be enough. We apply it. How do businesses do this? What kind of businesses can use this approach very well? And lastly, we shall give it however side we can criticize it. So those 3 areas, don't forget: defining it, showing the application, and then criticizing them. So each and everything. So let us enjoy the movement here. So we are going to start with number 1. Approach number 1 is percentage of sales. Here, it's very simple. Using this approach, it will always depend on the amount of sales. Marketing will depend on the amount of sales, not sales depending on the amount on marketing. So some students confuse that, or some businesses. Marketing will depend on the amount of sales, meaning when sales increase, marketing budget will also increase. When sales reduce, marketing budget will also reduce. So, meaning when your sales increase today, tomorrow you market more. When your sales reduce today, tomorrow you market less. Okay? This one can apply more to some services, to some good business that are doing products of goods and and tangible goods, tangible items. So the marketing department always ask the sales department, did the sales increase today? Yes, we are going to increase on the marketing budget. Did the sales reduce today? We are going to reduce on the marketing budget. So, however, meaning when sales reduce, however, when you're using this method or approach, when sales reduce or are declining, you also slot little money or little funds for marketing department. But ideally, that's not the case. When sales are reducing, you should market more. But using this approach, it is the opposite. It means when sales are reducing, marketing budget is going to reduce. So here, marketing depends so much and entirely on the amount of sales made. Yeah, so that's approach number one that businesses use when they are preparing promotion budgets. All right, so that's approach number one, marketing depending on sales. And the however side is when sales are reducing, marketing department will also reduce the funds. But ideally, that's not the right thing you could do or you should do. Very good. So let us continue to approach number two. Approach number two is objective-based budgeting. Objective-based budgeting, meaning if you set your objective and say, in this month, we want to reach sales of, let's say we are selling water, mineral water. We say this week we want to sell, let's say 2,000 liters this month. And next month we want to sell 1,000 liters. And of course you are measuring them in bottles, 300 milliliters, 1.5 liters, like that. The way you see packaging materials on market, bottles, big ones, jerry cans, and whatever. Meaning, when your sales objective is high, or if you hope to increase your sales this month, it will make you market more or promote more. But tomorrow or next month, if your sales objective are not so high, let's say they are 1,000 liters, you not market much, you market less. So when your objectives of selling or when your sales objectives are of high figures in liters, in kilograms, in boxes, you market more. But when you are hoping not to sell much, so here the marketing department sits down and say, according to what is happening, let us increase on our sales objective, or let us set them high and we shall market more. But when we set them low, we set our sales objectives low in kilograms or in liters, let us not market much, let us market less. Meaning, this one depends on the sales objectives of the business. Yeah, so if your objective is to outcompete, you sell more and market a lot and market a lot and market a lot. So it depends on the objectives. This one is different from the first one. This one doesn't depend on sales. Sorry. This one depends on the objectives of a business at a given point of time. Very good. And can also mean that it depends on the lifespan or your size in the market. If you're a bigger business, your objectives may be high and too high. But if you're a business under survival, what you need there is informative advertising. You don't need to be so much in high sales because you are still new, your potentials are not, more much or high. Therefore, for application purposes, if you are in a paper, a business that is under survival, its objective is to inform the market of their existence and their products. But when you are a bigger business, very large, existing, there you can set your high objectives of sales. So this one can also bring in the lifespan or the size of a business and can determine your promotion budget. When we're talking about budget, budget is money, the amount of money you have slotted for promotion methods. Approach number three is competitor based. This one is self-explanatory. You read your competitor and see which methods they use. If they are using a given method, for you try to use a better one because you want to outcompete them. You try to use slightly a better method. This one stretches you. It stretches you because you are in a race with the competitor. You are in a battle. When the other competitor has a price discount of 10%, for you charge or you give people 15%. If the other person is giving buy one get one free, you also try to use that one or implement that. So you try to read the competitor. Okay, this one doesn't depend on sales, doesn't depend on the objectives, depends on your rivals, on your competitors, those people that you are fighting with in order to win customers. Someone can easily cite a criticism here. It overstretches. It is very expensive. Very expensive. You see here, they are telling us that this can lead to expiring promotion costs as each tries to outdo the other's advertisements and build the line spending. So you are reading what the competitor does and you try to do what? To exactly modify it and make it better. Like as I've told you about discounts, buy one get one free, sponsorships, reducing prices, all those ones. What they do, you also do it. Yeah, so most of the times this one is there. However, if you try to do what competitors do and you try to outdo them, you try to outdo what competitors are doing in promotion, it doesn't absolutely mean that it's going to pay you effectively. No, some companies have consumers that have that brand loyalty, in that even if you the rival, you try out a lot of promotion methods and whatever, they won't buy. They are already subscribing to a given company. If I love MTN and you the Airtel people, you do a lot of you lower your charges, Airtel money, the data what, and me, I'm too loyal to MTN. I'll remain with MTN even if they don't modify their promotion methods. So this competitor based is very good, but however, some competitors have, some consumers, they have that loyalty. They are too loyal to their companies, in that even if you the rival, you try to outdo what his business does, they will still not come to you. Yeah, so competitor based, that's the other side. You can say that most of the times if you try to base on this kind of approach, it may not effectively pay you to just take away and reduce your fund that you're spending on promotion. All right, so that's what we call competitor based or approach number 3. Next, the second last approach number 4 is what the business can afford. If we can afford discounts, we shall not bother with you, the computer who gives people buy one get one free offers. No, for us we shall do what we can do or we can afford. That's approach number 4. And so if you're a small business, you try to do what you can afford. If you're a big business, you try to do what you can afford. You don't do what competitors do or what the consumers tell you to do or what the marketing departments tell you to do. You do what you can afford. And so this method has a criticism that this method, most of the times, it may not work out because some markets or some line of businesses, they demand high levels of promotion, in that you don't need to do what you can afford. You have to do what the market demands. So you need, some businesses even borrow and try to market extensively and promote extensively. So this approach may not work if you are in a line of a business that is very competitive. If you are in a line that is very competitive, my dear, if you're using this approach, it cannot work. But still, if it's all about affordability, the only relevance it can give you is You'll always be in your limits, and you cannot waste your profits in what you cannot afford. You cannot borrow money in what you cannot afford. But however, it may not work out if you are in a competitive line of business. Very good. Lastly is incremental budgeting. Incremental. Yeah, if we slot money for marketing department of 1 million this year, next year we shall give them 2 million. The other we shall give them 3 million. The other we shall give them 5, like that. So this one is incremental. We keep on adding them money, irrespective of the competition, irrespective of the sales, irrespective of anything. You just keep on increasing the budget. Yeah, so it keeps on increasing. But the only criticism it can have it is that it doesn't require the department to justify and say this year we need more money because the competition is becoming stiff. No, these ones will not listen. Why? Because for them they have a principle. When we slot for you 1 million, next year we shall give you 2 million. Whether the competition is stiff or whether sales are low, we need to extensively promote. They will not bother. For them, what they are after is increasing year by year, irrespective of the other factors of sales, competition, and the lifespan of the business. Now, let us try to find out which one fits which business. Now, percentage of sales, this one is good, but it's not ideal to use it when sales are lowering or declining. This one. Objective based, this one is so good if you are a new business. This one is so good if you are an existing successful business. This one is good. This one is good for new businesses. This one is good for businesses that are in competitive line of businesses, like oil businesses, oil, textile, or clothes, or electronics, competitor based. This one, if you are in a competitive line of business. This one, if you are still young, still new. This one, when you are still new. Yeah, so that's how you can apply them in exam. Now, let us talk about advantages and disadvantages of these promotion expenditures. My dear, businesses spend a lot of money on promotion. A lot of money. A lot. Because everywhere you see an advert, you hear of an advert, you hear of promotions everywhere, sponsorships, exhibitions. Businesses spend money. But this thing, it's not all good. It has some however. Let us read something here. It's a table, and I want us to read through. I'll just be explaining. Drawbacks are like arguments against drawbacks. Money spent on marketing is a wastage of resources, like money. Money, remember, is a resource. Examples of resources we have in businesses is money, time, human, so those are examples of resources. So when you are promoting, some promotion doesn't pay back, and that money ends up wasted. You give people discounts, they don't still buy, and remember, you have reduced the price. You give people, you attend an exhibition, you pay the money, you pay for the stall, you are in an exhibition, they are charging you a lot of money, people don't turn up. So most of the times promotion doesn't pay back, and you waste your money, like exhibition, like sponsorships. Sponsorships, I told you, it is very expensive for a business to afford it, and sometimes it fails to pay you back. Next one, promotion is such a powerful business tool that it can encourage consumers to buy goods that they don't need. Remember, there's a difference between wants and needs, and remember, there's what we call persuasive advertising. And now consumers are just excited, persuaded, and they end up buying what they don't need. So some customers are misled by promotion methods. Next one, promotion makes people to think as consumers instead of producers. It just tells you how you can buy, this, how you can buy that, how you can buy this, but it doesn't tell people how they can produce them. So it promotes consumerism instead of production. So people always think of how they can spend their money instead of think of how they can earn money. So promotion makes people to think as consumers. Next one, it leads to exploitation of resources. That's how I can phrase that fourth point. Exploitation of resources. This one. Exploitation of resources like natural resources like water, like roads, like minerals, like raw materials of any kind. Because businesses are after profits, they want to produce high quality products. They are not after nature. No, they will have to exploit everything so that they can come up with a quality product, and they need the profit. Okay, that's why when you look at businessmen and they are selling food, someone who can even get matoke which is not yet ready, banana which is not yet ready, and sells it to you. It is just it is still having like maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks to get ready, pure ready, and someone, because you have come, you need to buy it, sells it to you. Milk, we heard of some companies that just process it, and sometimes they just use powdered milk or milk flour, and they say to us that one is exploitation. So someone says this cow should always produce for me 10 liters a day, but is able to produce 5 liters. Someone overuses it. Okay, so that's what we are trying to mean when we talk about exploitation of resources. So resources are always exploited because people are thinking of earning through sales and getting more money. And this one can be phrased as exploitation of resources. This one promoting consumerism. This one is misleading. This one can be wastage. Wastage is different from exploitation. Benefits. It also has some benefits. It informs people and it can help you to outcompete rival businesses. Yes, that's good. And it can help you to create a market. You can get a bigger market share, and you get more consumers. And when we talk about economies of scale, we mean when you sell more, cost per unit incurred reduces. So when you sell more, that revenue covers your costs, and you are able to expand and get more profits, and helps advertising houses to get more revenue, like TV, radio station, newspaper, billboard owners, and everything. So this is how we can criticize this is how we can talk about benefits of promotion expenditure. Not promotion itself, but promotion expenditure. When you spend money on promotion, how is it good? And when you spend money on promotion, how is it bad? So we can say that today and now we've talked about marketing promotion budgets, and talked about 5 approaches. And those 5 approaches, we've seen how they can be applicable to new businesses and existing successful businesses, and you should always choose wisely. But we shall still analytically say promotion is absolutely important for businesses, as it can help them inform people and increase sales rapidly. That's all we had, and in the next episode I'll tell you the relationship between promotion and product life cycle. I'll say I wish you well, and see you when I'll see you again. Bye bye.